Welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing y'all my seeds that I got this year. I'm so excited, y'all. Gardening season is getting very close. Seeing these seeds, knowing that I'm about to go ahead and start some things indoors has me excited. Obviously the allergies are in full swing, which means there's lots of pollen, a sign of spring right around the corner, and I'm excited about it. It's a little cooler outside. Today we actually had a frost, a little bit of a frost, very light frost last night. I'm hoping we're at the end of our cooler snaps, the end of the cooler weather, and we're about to really get into some spring weather where I live, which is North Alabama. We're zone 7B, so just putting that out there. I actually went through, I guess it was last week or so, I went through a lot of the seeds that I already had and started planning what we wanted to use of those. So we have two garden spaces. We have our big garden, which is about a 1 acre garden, and I do that garden with my mom and stepdad. And then we have a small garden here right outside our door. So I live next door to my mom and stepdad, and our 1 acre garden is on the other side of their home together. And then we have one just right off of our back porch where we'll plant some things as well. Then I have some containers and different things that I plant in. So we went through all of those other seeds and started planning out our garden, drawing out the design and where we want to put things. And it was like, okay, it's real. It's real. It's happening. So we did that last week. We kind of pulled all those seeds out, went through them, and planned out where we wanted to put things in our big garden. I've already been thinking about the small garden. We already had most of the seeds that we needed for the big garden. A few of these things will go over there as well, but most of what you're going to see today is for our garden right outside our door. I'll kind of tell you as we go through where we're going to put different things, and some of them I'm not real sure yet, so I'll tell you about that too. I'm Tiffany, and this is our small town life. My husband Justin and I have 5 children. We live in a double wide mobile home on a 1 acre homestead, and we share our day-to-day life here on this channel, showing you what it looks like to live in a small town in the southern United States. We take you along the journey with us as we are turning this little bit of land into our homestead. We just moved in here about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, and so we share all of that here on our channel. If that's interesting to you, if you enjoy gardening, homesteading, day in the life type content, good old southern living, then make sure you subscribe and join us. We sure would love to have you. This video will be part of a beginner gardener series that I have going, and I'll leave that playlist linked down in the description box for you. It already has some videos in it, and then it will here very soon be growing quickly as a good list of videos and a good place that you can go when maybe you need a little inspiration or you want to learn a little something. So I'll have that linked in the description box for you. One of the questions that I get asked most is, where should I get my seeds? And I have a couple of places that I like to get seeds from. Baker Creek, MIgardener, Hoss Tools. I suggest that you check out your local feed and seed stores. And I've had some good luck with seeds I've gotten off of Amazon before too, if you're in a pinch and you need something quick. But those are some of my favorites. And you're also going to want to think about if you want heirloom seeds or hybrid seeds. Now I do some of both, and I wanted to briefly explain what that is in case you are new to seeds. So an heirloom seed is something that if you save the seeds, so if I plant this Boston pickling cucumber, this is an 1880s heirloom, and if I plant this right here and I save the seed from one of the cucumbers and I plant them, I'm going to get Boston pickling cucumbers. If I plant, say, a seed that I saved from a Better Boy tomato, and my dishwasher's going, so you may hear it. If I save a seed from, say, a Better Boy tomato that is a hybrid that is has taken multiple varieties and pollinated them, cross-pollinated them to create a seed that's more disease resistant and drought resistant, those kinds of things. If I save that seed and I plant it, I'm not guaranteed what I'm going to get. If I save an heirloom seed and I plant that heirloom seed, I'm guaranteed what I'm going to get. A hybrid, while you can save the seed and plant it, because it has been cross-pollinated and it has a little bit from multiple different varieties, you're not exactly sure what you're going to get if you save that seed and plant it. But it can be done. I like heirloom seeds and I like hybrid seeds. for different reasons. I like heirlooms because I can save that seed and know what I'm going to get when I replant. And I like hybrids because they have been bred to be more hardy. And I have had pretty good luck with growing hybrids because they are so disease resistant, drought resistant, those kinds of things. My big order this year came from MIgardener. I also have a few other seeds that I picked up here and there that I'm going to share with you, but my big order is from MIgardener. And I'm going to show you these seeds and tell you what we're planning on planting this year. I've separated them out. And like I said, these are not all the seeds that we'll be planting, but it's my new seeds. And most of these things are going to go in my garden here right outside my door. A few of them will go over in the big garden, but let's get to it. Something that I'm doing new this year, I always say plant something you know and plant something new because it's fun to grow new things. And I also suggest you plant some things you know because you know you're going to like them or you know they've grown well for you in the past. Something new to me this year is going to be flowers. I've planted sunflowers before, but as far as just like a lot of flowers, cut flowers, wildflowers, I have not really tried my hand at. So for sunflowers, the new ones that I have, I already have a few seeds, but the new ones I have, I got the black Russian sunflower and the chocolate cherry sunflower. I also got some zinnia to try to grow and some snapdragon. The zinnia was, I think it's called Envy, and the snapdragon is apple blossom, and some dazzler red cosmos. Those are supposed to be easy to grow. And then at Walmart from the Fairy Morse collection or brand, I picked up some black-eyed Susans, calendula, because this right here not only is beautiful, but I've got more plans for that, and a wildflower mix that is a bird and butterfly mixture that's loved by pollinators. So we're going to do some flowers this year. Flowers from seed, that is. I've heard people talking about this North Georgia Candy Roaster squash, and I was happy to be able to snatch up some of these seed because people said they were just really, really delicious. Delicious roasted, delicious in soups. You could use them a lot like a butternut squash. So I got those as well as some straight neck squash, and I already had some crooked neck squash seed that we'll do as well. If you're not new here, then you know radishes are my favorite, and I already have some radish seeds, but I also got some daikon radish and some early scarlet globe radish. I think there's one more. Yeah, it was hiding. Look at that, a watermelon radish. And we're going to do pickled radishes. We like roasted radishes. I like them just fresh as a snack. I love radishes. They're probably my favorite thing to grow. For cucumbers this year, we have that Boston pickling cucumber that we're going to use for pickling. We've also got this Ashley cucumber, and what does it say about this one? It is disease resistant, heat tolerant, less susceptible to powdery mildew. That's the reason why I got this one, because I thought it sounded really hardy. And I don't know, it says it's good for pickles, but it also says good for fresh eating, and that was my thought with this one. Cucamelons, y'all. Last year I was so excited about this. This is something that's going to be new to us. We tried it last year, and I did not have not one seed germinate. But I learned from it, and we're going to try again this year. I think I planted them when it was too hot. I think that's what happened. So we're going to try it again. I was so excited about these last year. But you know what? It wasn't a failure. We learned from it, and we're going to try again this year. For okra, I got the Clemson spineless okra. That is something that loves the heat. And I decided to do some bush beans this year. We'll probably also plant some climbing beans, vining beans, but I wanted to try some bush beans because these are supposed to come in a larger crop all at once for preserving. And it also just seems easier if you don't have to trellis them. But I got some contender beans and Jacob's cattle beans. And bush beans are something that's going to be fairly new to me. I've seen them grown, but myself, we usually do beans that we have to trellis. So I'm excited about that. Some sugar snap peas. We did these last year. Again, we planted them when it had already gotten a little bit hot. So these are actually going to be going in the ground very soon, like within the next couple of days, because once it gets really hot, your snap peas just are not going to do well. And it gets hot fast here. So these are, germination, it just needs 60 to 70 degrees. Yeah, spring and fall. In other words, they don't like it when it gets really hot. So these are going to be going in the ground very soon. Last year we had a little success with our sugar snap peas. We got a few off of it, enough to snack on, but we just got them in the garden. We got them in the ground too late and it got too hot. Peppers this year, this is something new we're going to try. Pumpkin spice jalapeno. And if I remember correct, it says it has the same heat and flavor as the green version, but just a beautiful bright orange color. So I thought that was neat. We're going to do the sun-bright peppers, like a bell pepper. And one of my favorite peppers, a sweet banana pepper. And I had a little trouble finding these. I had to wait and make sure they had some in stock because these things go pretty quick. Last year, I don't think I could get seed for sweet banana pepper. I think I bought plant starts. Everybody knows they're good. And then tomatoes. I got a couple of tomatoes from Walmart, that Fairy Morse brand Romas, and these will go over in the big garden. We will do several Romas because that is what we like to can. We can them whole and then I turn them into whatever I want when I open the can, diced tomatoes or a sauce or whatever. Maybe we do canned salsa. Maybe we'll do some spaghetti sauce canned this year too. But typically what I do is just can whole tomatoes, and then when I open the can, I can turn it in to whatever I want. And these Romas, oh my goodness. Aroma is my favorite canning tomato. And then we love snacking on like any kind of cherry tomato or grape tomato. And this is a hybrid. It's a super sweet 100. It says it's a unique salad type with amazingly high yields of super sweet 1-inch fruit. It also says this variety has a higher content of vitamin C than any other tomato. Disease-resistant, indeterminate plant, bears until frost, each branch producing more than 100 fruits. So each branch, more than 100 tomatoes. I also read that this says it's indeterminate. A little lesson on that for you. An indeterminate plant is going to grow and grow and grow and give you fruit until it frosts or till it dies or whatever. It's not got a set amount of fruit or set height or anything that it's going to get to. It will just keep producing. A determinate will have a set, like plant height, set number of fruit that it's going to give you, and once it does that, it's done. A Roma is a determinate, and one thing that's good about that is typically most of your tomatoes are going to be ready to harvest at one time. So you can go through and pick a lot of ripe tomatoes to preserve. Now, we have had some that would come in a little bit later, but for the most part, they all are ready at about the same time. And so it's really good for canning and preserving. So that's the difference between indeterminate and determinate. One has a determined amount of fruit and one is indeterminate. It will just give and give until the plant just can't give no more. We're going to try this pineapple tomato. It is beautiful for one, and it says that it yields tomatoes up to 2 pounds each. And it has a sweet and sour taste. So there's that. We're going to try this homestead tomato because just a good old slicing tomato. It's also good for spaghetti sauce, ketchup. It's high in vitamin C and antioxidants. But to me, that right there just looks like a good old sandwich tomato. as well as the Brandywine tomato. It's a beautiful beefsteak variety, sweet and acidic, delicious for BLTs, burgers, and salads. And then 3 herbs that I'm going to start from seed: mammoth dill, sweet Italian, basil, and cilantro. Those are my new seeds that I got this year. I love sitting here looking at them all spread out and beautiful. I'm excited to get some things started. We're going to start our tomatoes and our peppers indoors, so we'll get those started in the next couple of days. And as the weather gets warmer and more beautiful, more of these will get in the garden. Like I said, those sugar snap peas are going to be going in the garden probably towards the end of this week. And I'm excited. I'm excited about fresh produce. I'm excited about getting my hands dirty in the garden again. It seems like it's been forever since our fall garden, although it was just, a couple months ago. It really does seem like it's been forever since our spring and summer garden, and that's my favorite. The red tomatoes and cucumbers and squash, I can't wait. I'm also so proud and just excited about how many people are getting on board with growing their own food and getting excited about growing their own food. Even if you start small this year, like I said, we have 2 different garden spaces, one of them that's large, one of them that's smaller. We do container growing. Even if you're not doing something that big, just get started. Just grow a few things, and it just makes you so proud of yourself. It feels like such an accomplishment. It really shows you God's handiwork. It's so delicious. Y'all, grow a tomato. Grow a tomato. A homegrown tomato is nothing like a store-bought tomato. You cannot beat slicing up a tomato and putting it on a sandwich in the middle of summer. Pick that tomato in the heat of the day, when the sugars in it are really concentrated, and then slice that tomato up, and you'll never go back to store-bought. It will make sense to you why us gardeners, when we buy store-bought tomatoes, we're like, man, this is such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. Because nothing compares to a good homegrown tomato. They're not even in the same category, y'all. That's going to be all for this one. I thought it would be fun just to sit down and look at some seeds with you, show you what I got in my order. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all. I'm going to find me some honey or something. My voice is gone.